What is up, everybody? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be looking at the DC Blade folding knives. The last video we did, we looked at their fixies. Let's jump into it. All right, so I tried to look at these beforehand to give an assessment on them, and they are also called tier on here. So I don't know if it is the tier line or what is going on with it, but the numbers are definitely different, as you can see on here. I'll do my best to link them in case you're interested in them. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and break them out of the box because the naming convention just really isn't jumping out at me. This one does, because I can see that this is TMS, which is the Damascus version. So let's go ahead and get this one out first to look at it because of how they're designed. So we got the tier, let me see this one again, tier 005 TMS. Again, I think that is for the Damascus. And this one's kind of along the same lines as the fixed blades that we looked at in the last video, in that I think this is more of a self-defense oriented, but something a little bit fancier. Now, you could definitely cut some straps with this. You could definitely use this to get into a package. They got some jimping up here that actually will work for that one. So this one, I think, has a little bit more functionality on it. So I do appreciate that. The Damascus on here is actually really well done. I will say these knives, I don't know who the OE is, but they are definitely giving me Migron vibes when I look at them and handle them and feel the way that they're kind of built. And mostly the finishes on them make me think that these are OE'd by Migron. But as you can see, the Damascus inlay looking really good. No pivot collar on the show side. And then on the pocket clip side, you do get a little Damascus inlay, and, or is that anodized? Hold on. Ooh, really hard to tell. Might be an anodized titanium pivot collar with a Damascus inlay on both sides. So a little bit more of a fancier, good action on there. A little bit of a fancier done. Yeah, that's nice. It's kind of funny that you would open it this way only to turn around and reverse flip it. You know what I'm saying? Good landing spot for the thumb. This is not my area of expertise. I have a more utilitarian approach and use for my knives in a self-defense situation. They could serve that purpose. This, I feel like, you know, I don't know, man. I probably should take a class or maybe go through some, training so I can get a better feel on how you would use this. But just to me, yeah, definitely don't feel like this would be doing anything. Push throughs, maybe. But the reverse is always one that's been kind of like a weird one for me. But I'm sure that there's someone out there that watches these, probably could just break it down for me there. The one thing I'll say is I do wish the pocket clip was a little bit different. It kind of canters down. And when I try to put it in my pants pocket just now, it kept getting hung up. So I think there needs to be a little bit more titanium here and have it be a little bit more level. I think that would resolve that problem. But thumb studs are good. Detent is well tuned. And there's no real hot spots or poorly finished sections on here. The inlays are done well, which it does have some styling to it, but this flat scale style should be no excuse for someone to have any kind of lips or missteps with the production on that one. But let me get the other two out and we'll take a look at those too. All right, so I do have the silver one out here, and then the CBK, I think this is going to be the all black. You can see they're just all I don't know if it's because it's tiers line. Oh, this is a little confusing, actually. Are they really different? One says BK, the other one, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out. Love a good puzzle. BKSR. Is one serrated? I have not opened both of these. All right, so that one is a Tonto with a recurve. And a Tonto with the recurve. BKSR and BK. One says 03, one says 04. What is different about these? They look like they're finished the same. They both have 14C28N, which means they're going to be affordable. Same back spacers. Still both look like they have just, it looks like they're full carbon fiber scales. Yeah, I see the fiber going all the way through both. Let me get the flashlight. I can really get a good look at it here. Oh yeah, fibers on both. So it looks like it's just the 12 carbon fiber. It's not on a G10, so they're using regular carbon fiber, not G10 on top. Now the other one that had SR was serrated, so I'm wondering if maybe somehow these got mixed, but they are Tontos with a reverse curve, good sharpening choil on them. They are definitely smaller knives, 3-finger knives, maybe 3 1/4. Good access to the lock bar, very well tuned. These are very, very well tuned. You can thumb deploy and you can reverse flick. A little pinchy here, but I think that's because my hand is just too large for this particular model. So let's see. It looks like it's got a slight hollow grind on it, flat grind out on the tip, very acute tip on there. This is going to be a very good poker. The recurve should help you pull things in line when you're cutting thicker materials. For detailed cutting, I have found like the recurves just don't do a good job no matter what you do to them. So like for getting into packages and cutting stuff like that, the tip might be better for you anyway, and I think that's what you would naturally probably use on here. But both of these are tuned really well. No up and down. I continue to think Miguron is the OE on these. Same complaint with the pocket clip, a little bit more material here, kind of canters down towards the knife. I don't know if they did that for the ergos. Yeah, I can't really choke up. I get too close to that sharpening choil. That's a really nice sharpening choil that they did on this particular one. Let's do some quick size comparisons, and then I'm just going to wrap up on this one. All right, so we have my Concept Caveman out here, and we have the Devo Knives Fireball out here, and the Fireball is kind of like as small as I like to go. So same thing you can see here. I land in the same spot when I'm choked back, but the way that this kicks out, I actually can wrap my pinky around it. This one, because it's cut out, I don't really land the pinky on it, but I got a really good landing spot up front here with this one, and that gives me like a nice, comfortable, roomy 4-finger grip. Can spread the fingers out and get a nice grip on that one. With this particular model from DC Blades, I can choke up, but I need to ignore the cutout, which feels kind of weird because it is such a deep cutout on this particular one. So I definitely feel like it is meant for smaller hands. Let me get these two out of the way. We'll go ahead and wrap up with final thoughts and impressions. All right, guys, I am not going to grade these. Just not my forte. These are too many, too small. I feel like you may want to find a reviewer that maybe has small to medium hands to get a really good impression on this one. The fit and the finish are good, and the build quality seems there, but the ergos to me for this one just doesn't make sense unless you just want a compact carry that looks cool, but to really kind of open your packages and break down boxes. Going to be a little small to do that in high volume, in my opinion, for me. And I am not a self-defense channel. So for me on this one, I don't like to grade those just because I don't know that I'm going to be the best to advise you on what to pick up in that regard. I do like that this is a more premium option, though. You're not just getting your typical G10 and steel on there. You're getting, what probably, if I had to guess, if it's Miguron, is M390. If I had to guess, it's not indicated anywhere on the knife that I can find, or anywhere on any of the packages that I could find. So it'd be a really cool premium option if that is your forte, and it is certainly compact enough while still having the ergos there. These two here, like I said, I would look to other reviewers for a true review on how it performed. Like I said, what I can tell you, finish is good. I can tell you that the lock bar access and the action are good, but it's just so small for me that I don't want to really grade on these. Just look to someone else for that one. Let me know what you think about these down in the comments below. Would love to hear what you think, and I will do my best to link all of these for you so that you can find them if you're interested in any of them. Shout out to my channel members. Love you guys. That's it for me today. Thanks for hanging out. Catch you on the next one. Goodbye.